All right, what's going on, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are confused? My name is Matt, and welcome to my video on what I think happened at CoD Champs with Optic Gaming and Optic Nation. I'm going to try and talk about both of them. I think it'll end up being more about OG, but I guess what I'll do is start off with ON, kind of talk a little bit about what happened with them, and then move on to OG and what I think happened there, and what I think they can learn from going into upcoming tournaments. So first off, ON, they had a really rough tournament. I watched Damon's video. I think he put it up yesterday, and you could tell he was pretty demoralized. Having 2 rings already, he was obviously looking to go into this placing better than they did. And I know it seemed like they ran into a lot of technical issues and stuff. And I know that's no excuse, but it never helps when you're playing in a high pressure situation like Champs. It's the highest pressure situation of the year, and not having an optimal playing field, or so to say, is, it's not going to make it any easier. And that's not to say that, all the other teams didn't have the same shit happen to them. But it's just one thing where, not everybody's playing at 100% when stuff like that happens. So, it is what it is. It doesn't look like ON's going to make any changes, which I'm glad about, honestly. I think it's a championship caliber team. I don't know if it's a T2 team, honestly. I think they have the capacity to be a T2 team and even win events. But everybody has to. I think what ON needs to do, honestly, is define their roles better, and just make sure everybody's on the same page all the time. And it would have been good to have done that before Champs, but I think the team just hasn't been teaming long enough to really have that kind of chemistry yet, where they can kind of just know exactly what everybody else is doing at certain points on any map in any given situation. So anyways, hopefully they can fix that up for events down the road and for season 2 and that kind of stuff. Now let's get into Optic Gaming. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, just because it's kind of been beaten to death, this topic, over the past couple of days. What I do want to say is that I'm not worried about Optic Gaming, honestly. I might have been, had they not said some of the things that they've said over the past couple of days, but it looks like all the players are pretty, they're getting over it. It's going to take a while, but, and it's going to take a while for all the fans to get over it too. I was pretty disappointed, but, I'm glad they're not making any changes, or so as we've seen so far, they're not, and I doubt they will, honestly. But anyways, to me, all it seemed like was everybody except Scump, of course, underperformed this event. Everybody played below their standards. Nade, Formal, and Krim all played subpar to what they were, what they've been playing the last 3 events, and that's definitely why they lost. It doesn't help when the bracket gets completely fucked. And, it all started with Prophecy 3-2ing Denial in pool play, and Denial getting the 2nd seed. But there is absolutely no reason why Pool A should have matched up against Pool B in bracket play in the first round. It just makes 0 sense. No sense whatsoever. No brackets in any sport work like that ever. It should have been OG versus the number 2 seed out of Pool H, whatever it was, out of the Pool of Death. I think it was SB. It should have been OG versus SB in round 1, and then Denial should have played against, the top seed from Pool G, whatever it was. I don't know who it was, but that's how it should have gone. So anyways, that was basically what happened. They started off flat, and if they would have started off flat against another team, it could have gone very differently. And I think after they lost to Denial, it just kind of spiraled from there. And everybody was just kind of off their game. I know Seth said that they, everything they practiced just didn't seem to translate. Nothing was really working like they expected it to. And they just had an off event. Everybody has off events. You can look at a bunch of teams this event that just did not play well. Envy, they weren't really expected to place that well. I thought maybe they'd get top 8, but that didn't even happen. TK didn't really perform up to snuff. They're easily like a T6, T4 team if they want to be. It's just they just sometimes they just don't have that clutch factor either. So this was a disappointing event for a lot of people. OG and ON included. I mean, congrats to Denial for winning for sure. Clay deserved it. I mean, all of those guys deserved it. They played out of their minds all weekend. So, and then congrats to TR too. They did an amazing job putting together the run that they did. So, I'm disappointed as a fan. Obviously wasn't the result that any of us were expecting, but I think there's a lot to be learned from this weekend, and I think there are a lot of positives to take from it, regardless as to how we all feel and how I think a lot of the players feel. I'm just looking at it like, hopefully, and they are too, looking at it like a learning experience, and making sure that they tighten up and that things like this won't happen again. I mean, at the end of the day, shit happens, and you can place blame on a lot of people. Like, I know a lot of people were blaming Nade for switching up roles and stuff, but I mean, I think that was a team decision. A lot of the things that they did, I think it was a team decision, and there's no reason to single out one person and blame them for any of the lack of success this weekend. I think it's on everybody on the team. So anyways, that's my thoughts on CoD Champs this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know it's kind of been, like I said before, it's been kind of beaten to death, but I would like to hear what you guys have to say about it too, or responses to some of my comments in the video today. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And you can check out the video on the screen right now if you haven't seen that one yet. But other than that, guys, I will talk to you later.